Joran had never expected his life to take such an unusual turn. As a simple engineer working in the Terran-Helvian trade program, he had little interest in politics or interspecies relations beyond the occasional negotiations between Earth and the mysterious alien race known as the Helvians. That changed the day he was approached with a proposal that would alter his fate forever. "You wish for me to marry one of your own?" Joran repeated, his brows furrowing as he looked across the table at Ambassador Xyler. The Helvian, a tall being cloaked in flowing dark robes, gave a slow nod. "Our people require unity with yours. This marriage will seal a bond between our races, strengthening ties beyond mere trade. You have been selected." Joran exhaled, running a hand through his dark hair. "Why me?" Xyler's deep-set silver eyes glowed faintly. "You are compatible." That word sent a chill down Joran's spine. Compatible? It sounded clinical, yet the way Xyler spoke suggested something more fated. "And I won't see her before the wedding?" Joran asked again. "It is our tradition. She remains unseen until the night of your union," Xyler stated. Something about the secrecy unsettled Joran, but he had little choice. This was more than just a personal decision, it was an agreement between worlds. Besides, how bad could it be? Little did he know, the answer would leave him breathless. The wedding took place in a Helvian ceremonial chamber deep within the diplomatic sector. Strange, shimmering lights pulsed across the towering walls, casting an ethereal glow over the gathered officials from both species. Joran stood in the center, dressed in traditional Earth formalwear, feeling strangely out of place. The Helvian bride was concealed behind a silken veil, standing just a few feet away. She was taller than he expected, slender but elegant, her form obscured by flowing layers of dark fabric. A soft voice whispered the vows in the Helvian tongue, and Joran repeated them as instructed. When it was over, they were officially bound. The moment the ceremony concluded, his bride was escorted away, still unseen. Joran expected to follow, but Xyler placed a firm hand on his shoulder. "You must wait. The night of union is sacred." Joran glanced at the ambassador, unsure whether to be nervous or intrigued. The Helvian customs were still largely a mystery to humans, and their secrecy only added to the weight pressing on his chest. Hours later, he was led to his new quarters, his shared chamber with his unseen wife. The room was unlike anything human-made, filled with a soft, luminescent mist that pulsed in slow waves, as if the air itself was alive. The scent in the room was intoxicating, floral yet unfamiliar, something that made his head light and his body tingle. And then he heard it, a whisper of movement. His breath caught as he turned, his pulse hammering in his throat. The chamber door had sealed shut behind him. He wasn't alone. His new wife was here. Joran stood frozen as the mist parted, revealing a figure unlike anything he had imagined. His wife, his alien bride, stepped forward, her movements fluid and mesmerizing. She was beautiful, not in a conventional human sense, but in a way that stirred something deep inside him. Her skin had an iridescent shimmer, shifting between hues of violet and deep blue as the soft light reflected off her. Her eyes, large and luminous, locked onto his with an intensity that made his breath hitch. Then she spoke. "Joran." Her voice was a melody, rich and hypnotic. He swallowed. I suppose introductions are in order." She tilted her head, a slow, graceful motion. "I am Xyara." Joran struggled to find words. He had agreed to this marriage, knowing nothing about her, yet now that she stood before him, he found himself at a loss. "You are breathtaking," he admitted, the words escaping before he could stop them. Xyara's lips curved into a smile. "You do not fear me?" "Should I?" Joran asked, stepping closer. Her fingers, long and delicate, brushed against his wrist. A tingling warmth spread through his skin at the contact, something deeper than mere touch. "In my culture," she murmured, "the first night determines the depth of our bond. If we are truly meant for one another, you will know it soon." Joran's heart pounded. He wasn't sure what that meant, but the way she looked at him, like she could see into the very core of his being, made him shiver. Zayara moved closer, and the space between them vanished. Joran had expected a simple, traditional consummation. He was wrong. The moment Zayara placed her hands on him, something inside him shifted. A warmth spread through his body, unlike anything he had ever felt. It was more than physical, it was emotional, mental, spiritual. He saw flashes of memories that weren't his own. Visions of her world, of her life before this moment. He felt her emotions, raw and unfiltered. The loneliness she had carried. The hope she had nurtured for this union. And then, a connection deeper than words formed between them. Joran, she breathed, her voice laced with something between awe and desire. We are truly compatible. He gasped as a rush of sensation overwhelmed him. It wasn't just a bond, it was fusion. Their souls intertwining in a way no human had ever experienced before. He understood her now. Every glance, every movement, every touch carried meaning. There was no need for words. She was in his mind, and he was in hers. You are incredible, Joran whispered, pressing his forehead against hers. And you, my husband, Zayara murmured, her fingers trailing across his jaw, are mine. Their connection pulsed between them, stronger than anything Joran had ever known. He had married a mystery, an enigma wrapped in secrecy. But here, in this moment, as he held her in his arms, he realized the truth. He wouldn't have wanted it any other way.